As the temperatures start to rise, as we're pulling ourselves out of winter here in Florida, at least here in Northeast Florida, I want to talk to you guys about what hurricane season is like and kind of like the misconceptions or like how we Floridians perceive hurricane season. Good afternoon. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And just like in the beginning of this video, the little intro they always do, you're kind of wondering if you're out of state or if you're a snowbird or people who are just curious about Florida, what the hurricane season is like and like what to expect. And I would just say it's kind of based off of an index I like to call the index of Oh Hell and the Waffle House index. And I'll get into those here shortly. Start off, the Florida rainy season and like hurricane season have technically two different start dates. The Florida rainy season starts technically in the middle of May, but in reality it's kind of like the beginning of May. And April, beginning of May is when the storms and rain starts really picking up. But it runs from the beginning of May, I'll just say that, to the end of October. October 30th is when they call it, or October 31st is when the end of Florida rainy season is. Now coincide that with the actual hurricane season. Hurricane season technically starts June 1st and runs until November 30th. But in reality, in my opinion, I like to say hurricane season starts when the rainy season starts. The beginning of May is when the actual hurricane season starts, because that's when the temperatures start getting warmer in the oceans and all that cahoots start churning together to start dishing out hurricanes. But I would say there's a little sub caveat that I like to make, and there's a little sub point I like to point out is, in my opinion, the heyday or like the peak of rain or a peak of the Florida hurricane season, excuse me, is in August, and it runs until about the middle of October. And I say that because generally we don't really get much activity, at least here in Northeast Florida. It's a lot different than like down south. Like you guys will get more early bird hurricanes too, like in July and stuff, but very few and far in between in my opinion. And I like to say our heyday for peak hurricane season starts in August and runs until middle of October, because that's when temperatures in the ocean are the warmest, and that's when like all the storms and the rain and all the humidity and all those cycles are happening to push hurricanes onto us. But I like to say it's peak because that's when we're getting hit with monster hurricanes. We're talking like Cat 3s. Oh, Cat 3's not a monster. Cat 4s and Cat 5s. Cat 3 is kind of like that middle child that no one really cares about, but they're still a little nuisance and they're still a little naggy, and they just want to they're like, pay attention to me, please. So during peak season, what are you gonna kind of expect? And this is kind of like the whole premise of this video. Cat 1s and Cat 2s, we don't, personally for us locals, we don't really care about. We call it the rain with the name. It's just gonna provide you with a little bit of rain and provide a little bit of annoyance of the rain when it's gonna beat down you. There's gonna be some wind, it's gonna be some damage, but overall, nothing too crazy. It's just some rain, and you're like, oh, we got hit by a hurricane. I don't know, Ida. I don't know. It's the first name that popped in my mind. It was a Cat 2, whatever. It's just rain. The roads are gonna be shut down. The bridge are gonna be shut down because of the wind. But overall, nothing too crazy. Cat 1s and Cat 2s are pretty much just like, oh, we have a hurricane coming. Okay, whatever. But to a snowbird, that's like everything is coming, like their world's coming apart. They're like, I'm sitting outside of a Walmart right now. This whole parking lot would be lined at a gill with snowbirds and people who don't live here, going into the Walmart, taking up all the non-perishable food items, and taking up all the toilet paper and paper towels and stuff like that, right? Because that's what they do, because they don't understand that the locals don't care about Cat 1s and Cat 2s. We're over at the Publix getting a 24 rack of Miller Lite and a pub sub and a excuse me, burpee, in a lawn chair from Academy. We're sitting outside during the hurricane, getting a little shower, getting God's shower. He's raining us on, so we can get a little bottle of shampoo and take a shower real quick. But to the non-locals, it's like their world's coming apart. They gotta go buy up all the can of beans and everything and go drink up all the gas over at the local gas station and leave none of the gas for us locals. Now for Cat 3s, like I said, Cat 3s are kind of like that middle child. They're the forgotten child of like, oh, we have a Cat 3 coming. Cat 3's coming. Okay, I guess we'll pay attention to it. We'll see what's going on with it. What's going on? Where's it going? Who's gonna get hit? Should I worry a little bit or should I not? Okay, am I getting an hour band? Whatever. That's kind of what a Cat 3 is. they're kind of like the annoyance one. Like when they get really naggy and they get really annoying as a middle child, to pay attention to me, it's kind of like when the hurricane's gonna come over like your hometown. You're like, okay, I gotta pay attention to it. Okay, maybe I'll get some toilet paper. I guess I'll go fill the gas can. I guess, whatever. But if it's like a naggy stepchild, you're like, oh God, they're really annoying. It's a middle child. It's just an outer band. You gotta deal with it for a few days. Or it's like a naggy cousin. You're like, oh, I gotta deal with them for a few days and they're gone. That's pretty much what a cat 3 is. They're like, they're a nuisance. They're annoying, but you know what? Like, you still gotta pay attention to them just to get them to shut up a little bit. Now, cat 4s and cat 5s. Now, this is when everyone pays attention because they're like, okay, we got a cat 4 rolling in. Where is she heading? Where is she barreling towards? Who she's about to go blow up, right? Same thing with cat 5s. If you get hit with the cat 5, everyone knows. Well, cat 5 is like, oh Jesus Christ, we're really in for it, and we're not gonna have power. But cat 4s and cat 5s, in my opinion, run off the index of the Waffle House index. And for those that don't know, Waffle House has an actual index that kind of dictates the strength and severity of how hurricanes are going to be. So over here you have the green, you have yellow, then you have red. Green, day-to-day operations, still dishing out the all-star specials, still dishing out the food, everything's hunky-dory, we're great. We're great. And then you got yellow. Yellow, you run off like a generator, you run off some kind of power source, limited food item. Things aren't bad, but things aren't great. They could be worse, but we don't want them to be worse. So we'll just deal with it. Now, we have red. Red's like, oh God, like everything's coming apart. When the Waffle House closes down, you're in for a bad day. Now, what do I mean by that? Waffle Houses generally don't really close during hurricanes. Now, when they close during like cat 4s and cat 5s, that's when you gotta pay attention because you're like, uh-oh, things are about to go down and we're about to be in for it. Because if Waffle House is closed down, because they're still going to work, they're still dishing out great food, but if they close down, you know you have to go to this Walmart over here, go get that toilet paper and go get all that stuff because, well, you're not going to have power for about a week. Now go get the beer, go get some ice, get a cooler, and that'll last you a week. But you got to expect that you're not about to have power for a while and people are not going to be able to get to you quickly. That's the reality of a red dot on a Waffle House, that things are going down and things are gonna get bad and things are gonna get bad quick. But you might as well get the stuff now because you don't know when you're gonna get it. But anyways, guys, that's just gonna just about wrap up this video. I hope you guys did like it. Take to the comments. If you're a local, I'd love to know what your opinions and what your thoughts are on Florida hurricane season. And if you're not from here, ask a question, ask away, or take to the comments and just let me know what you think. But I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you all take care. If you did like this video, guys, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you guys are new. I'll always release this kind of Florida content. And I hope to see you guys in the next video, y'all. Take care.